Welcome back and welcome to another film reviews video. I post these reviews every Sunday, and I also post written reviews on my blog, which is always linked below. This week I saw 4 films, and I will leave the timestamps to where those films fit in the video in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that my next video lands in your subscription feed. My week time videos are always book related videos, although last week I had a whole week of book to movie adaptation themed videos, so I will leave those linked up here so that you can check those out. The first film I saw this week was 3 Identical Strangers, which is a documentary about brothers who find each other once they are of university age. So they go off to university, 2 of them realise that they're twins, then another of them finds out about their story in the paper and realises that he is the third, as you might gather from 3 Identical Strangers. But then the documentary gets a whole lot darker into the background as to why they were split up, etc. This is a Channel 4 documentary, so I'm not sure if it's already on the likes of 4OD or has already been shown on Channel 4 in the UK. I saw it in the cinema and it was very good. I cannot recommend it enough. If you enjoy a documentary, then you will definitely enjoy this. And if you're not normally a documentary person, the story surrounding these guys and surrounding their kind of background and stuff will definitely have you entertained for the full feature-length duration. Then on Tuesday I went to see Sorry to Bother You. Now this, to me, having watched the trailer, I really wanted to see it. It looked like a dark comedy about a guy who's struggling for money, and so gets a job as a telemarketer and kind of he's a black guy who's encouraged by Danny Glover to use his white voice on the calls, and how that will increase his chances of making a sale. And the trailer shows kind of like comedy moments of him doing this and what it entails. So yeah, the first half-ish, maybe just a bit less than half of the film was kind of like that. The only thing was he kept seeing adverts on the television and billboards and posters and things like that for this program, whereby it's obviously like sort of a government program but run by a private company, whereby you can go and work for this company, and in exchange for your labour they will provide you with accommodation and food, and it's got pictures of these happy families living together in their housing and working together and playing together, and is very much branded as, if you're fed up of this trying to make money life, then you can come and join this revolution. So the second half of the film just gets a bit weird. This new way of living comes into it more and more, and the people at his telemarketing company kind of unionize, and there's repercussions of that. And then he becomes, through using his white voice, he becomes a power caller, which means he gets to go in the golden elevator and be a power caller upstairs, which you see in the trailer. But yeah, there's a much darker side to that, and it just got very weird. I never want to give spoilers in these videos, but yeah, like very weird. I just was kind of like, do I want to leave? And then I was like, I kind of don't want to leave because I want to see how much weirder it's going to get. So that would be a non-recommendation from me. Yeah, the comedy parts in the beginning, there was some funny bits. As I say, it's definitely dark comedy, but there was definitely some funny bits, and it's the way it kind of relates to society and how, it has issues to do with like white privilege and to do with how society views kind of low income families, but yeah, it just took a nosedive around about the 40% mark. Yeah, the cinema I saw it in was really full though, so lots of people are obviously going to see it. They, like me, have watched the trailer and gone, that looks like a good fun film. Anyway, then Thursday I went to see Avengers Infinity War, having not seen any of the other films in that Marvel franchise, which I found out there are 18. So basically, I wanted to see something because I had my movie pass and I was in the area of the cinema, and I know I don't have to go to the cinema, but I wanted to see something, and I'd heard such good things about the film. Now, I'm not a massive superhero fan, I'm not a comic book fan, and you're like, well, why did you go and see this, Katrina? I enjoyed watching the 2 Deadpool films, and that's something I wouldn't have watched without my movie pass. And so I was like, maybe I'll enjoy this. I've heard good things about it. And I'll admit that, like, the first little bit of the film, because I didn't really know who anybody was, like, obviously I've seen the trailers for these things, so I know about Iron Man, and I know about the Hulk, and I know about Doctor Strange. Some of the Avengers I wasn't sure who they were. It was cool to get a little glimpse into the Guardians of the Galaxy world, because I've seen those trailers and gone, would I like them, or are they too, like, comic booky, not for me? But now I've watched Avengers Infinity War, yeah, I think probably that I'm the kind of person that when I find out that there's 18 films gone before, I want to watch those 18 films. So the film itself, it's long, but the first bit of it, as I say, because I didn't know quite who everyone was, that felt kind of slow to me. But I think if you knew who people were, it probably wouldn't feel kind of slow. Probably if you're watching this, you've already seen it anyway, because it's been out forever, but there was still 3 showings of it at my cinema, and the showing was fairly full. But then once things picked up and we got into the Infinity War, yeah, it was definitely interesting. And I remember checking the time, and it was 2:30, and I was like, okay, so I've got about another hour of this, because I was at a 1 o'clock showing, so I've got over an hour of this left. Okay, and then all of a sudden it seemed like the next moment it was finished. Obviously, because I didn't know the characters and their backstories and things like that, lots of people were saying that, they found it upsetting and they cried and things like that. But because I didn't have any kind of connection with the characters beforehand, it didn't make me cry. It did make me laugh. And I also did like the music, and I liked the concept behind the story as well. So yeah, stay tuned to see if I do end up watching the other films that lead up to it. And then on Friday, of course, I went to see Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, which I managed to say it without singing it. My friend Robert was telling me that it's impossible to say the movie title without singing it, and I agreed, but I've been practicing for this video rather than sat here singing a line of an ABBA song. So yeah, obviously this is the sequel to Mamma Mia. Stage show of Mamma Mia is one of my favourites. I have seen it many times in various different venues in various different cities in the UK, and I love the stage show. I rewatched the film the other day because I was coming to see the second one, and it reminded me so much of the stage show. I was like, I want to go see the stage show again, so I need to try and make that a priority next time I'm back in the UK. And obviously I knew I was going to enjoy kind of being back in that world again. There were some cringeworthy moments, particularly Pierce Brosnan, but he made cringeworthy moments in the first film. I'm happy for him to just be there and play the character that he's playing, but when he starts singing, it's just, I think I probably did this in the cinema. But overall, obviously it was a fun time and I enjoyed it, and I might go and see it again when it comes to the like second run cinema along the road, because obviously I can't see it again with my movie pass. But yeah, if I could go and see it for like $1, or if they put on a sing-along showing, might go and see it if they put on a sing-along showing. It was, yeah, it was a different film. Obviously Cher's in it, which was interesting. I quite like her character, but as soon as her character comes on screen, it's like all about Cher. But yeah, there was some cool cameos, so if you're going to see it, make sure you watch out for cameos, and make sure you stay until the end of the credits, because there's a little treat at the end of the credits. Very small, but definitely stay till the end of the credits. And yeah, I mean, what more can I say? It's cheesy, it's fun, I love a musical. Obviously I enjoyed it. Obviously Pierce Brosnan was going to be slightly cringy in it, but aside from that, it was just good. And I mean, you know, Julie Walters, bring it on. Yeah, so that's slightly incoherent thoughts on Mamma Mia, but I expect you probably knew what I was going to say about that particular film. Anyway, so yeah, so I will be back with another movie review video next week. Make sure you're following me on social media, which is always linked below, all my various social media accounts, because sometimes as I'm going to see films in the week, I post on there as my thoughts sort of initially, or my trips to the cinema. And yeah, I will be back with another book video for you on Tuesday, and back with more film reviews next Sunday. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what movies you've seen this week, and make sure you're subscribed so that my next video lands right in your subscription feed without you having to search for it. Thank you very much for watching.